Today, we will talk about an epic trilogy starring Commander Shepard and his crew on the advanced stealth ship, the SR Normandy. Their sole mission is to stop the Reaper invasion and save the galaxy no matter the cost. They will do whatever it takes. This is the Mass Effect Podcast with Matt, who is so good at piano, it is said every time he plays a D minor, an angel gets his first orgasm. Asher, a girl who looks so young, even a Catholic priest would tap that. Mokai, whose gentleman's area is such a wonder, women in Taiwan have made a park full of sculptures replicating its image. And Tony, a man so modest, Buddhist monks often cry themselves to sleep, knowing they will never reach my level of pureness.
And that was Tony with a crazy opening. I am Kuro.
I'm Tony.
Thank you, Tony the Tiger. I'm Mokai.
And I'm Asher.
And we're here to talk about some freaking Mass Effect, man. It's like massive mats.
Mass gaming, fool.
I'm actually going to start this off. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask a few questions, and we're going to answer as truthfully as possible. And then I've asked these people to come up with a small list, or a big list, whatever comes first. Probably the small list.
Yeah, actually. I got like 2 things at tops. Yeah.
And then we'll start switching around and going off those topics. So basically my first question is going to be, what was your story on how you got into Mass Effect? Like, what was your feelings when you first found out about this and playing through it for the first time?
I straight up had a boner.
Well, in my case, I actually didn't get into Mass Effect until Mass Effect 3 was gearing up to be released. People started talking about Mass Effect 3. I saw a lot of Mass Effect fan art popping up in basically all corners of the internet. People have been kind of talking and going on and on about all this just a huge cast of really likable, relatable characters. And I tend to like video games that have a lot of personality to them, so I thought it might be a nice fit. So I bought the very first Mass Effect game, and I was, to be completely honest, I wasn't too impressed at first with the very first game. I was running into a lot of these characters that I'd never heard of anyone ever mentioning before. Like, I remember one of the very first characters I come across was Ashley. And I remember thinking, who the hell is Ashley? I hear all these people talking about a character named Miranda, but I've never heard of this character before. The mechanics of the first game were a little, kind of on the loose end. I think most of us will be able to agree there. But,
yeah.
I think things ended up getting a lot better as the series went on.
Oh, yeah. Because the Mako wasn't existent anymore.
Oh, come on!
Bad mouth the Mako.
No, I actually, I found out about this game. I was going into GameStop. I was a big fan of, Dragon Age. I loved that game. I played it to death, and when I heard that, I went into the game store. I was like, do you have anything like Mass Effect? I mean...
Oh yeah, it's called Mass Effect.
What a guy.
I was like, do you have anything like Dragon Age? It's like, have you played Mass Effect? I was like, no. Oh, well, we don't actually have it at the store, but you could go to this other store downtown and grab one. I'm sure they have it. And that's exactly what I did. And it was worth it, I'd have to say. And from that time on, I was hooked on it. I haven't been playing it too much. And it's been quite a while since I actually played the game, so I'm probably going to need a refresher here. You guys are going to be laughing at me because I don't know too many of what happened, and that made no sense.
Get out.
I'm sorry, I'm new to podcasting, alright? We all can't be as good as Matt. I mean, did you hear my intro? Come on, I deserve props for that.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
My brother more or less threw it at me after he was finished with it and said, here, play this. Like, okay. Because he got it when it first came out.
Is that it?
Yeah, I don't have any cool stories like you guys, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Well, didn't I originally kind of convince you to play Mass Effect?
Well, my brother threw the game at me and told me to play it, but it wouldn't run on my computer at first, so I didn't play it. And then you ended up buying it for me on Steam.
Okay.
What's a better platform to play it on, the Xbox or the PC?
I would say
Oh
the
God.
PC.
I can aim so much better on the PC.
Oh, I've only played it on the Xbox.
Basically, a keyboard and mouse really lends itself better to kind of pinpoint precision when aiming. That doesn't help so much on the first game because anybody who's played an infiltrator and tried to use a sniper rifle knows aiming is like in that game. But
I don't know.
you get a lot more accuracy and precision in the second game, which I think PC assists with.
I kind of disagree. The rifle was a bit hard at first, but as soon as you got into it, it was pretty easy to handle. Especially
that
on the
ended
later
up being like my favorite weapon
stuff.
of the game.
You did kind of understand, like, eventually as time went on, you could figure out that the scope, it kind of went in like a sideways figure 8 sort of way. So you could try to account for that and time your shot right, but not a lot of first or third person shooters really have that much wavering when trying to aim with a scope.
True, but you
That's
gotta
true.
realize that the guns were made in that game so that it's harder to shoot at the beginning, but as you get better weapons and you put more points into the skill system, you actually get better with that. So near the end,
Right.
I had perfect aim on that gun system.
And that's the whole point, it's a RPG shooter. You're supposed to get better and level up with time, and I thought that was pretty mind-blowing to me because, I love role-playing games. I also love shooters, and this was the best of both worlds, so I like that one.
Alright, so I actually haven't done mine. Basically, for me, it was kind of iffy at first. I played the first one and the second one on the Xbox, and I was okay with it. I loved playing it, but I just didn't get
Me too.
into it as much as until I got on the PC, and then it was just like this whole new world for some reason, and I just loved the game ever since.
Oh, this whole new world, we have dismissed that claim.
A whole new. All right.
Oh, Jesus.
God, we already have singing.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that took a whole 3 minutes?
I don't know. It's been a lot longer than that, actually.
Matt, have you performed in any Broadway musicals?
No, I haven't.
No.
Why?
Well, because you sing fantastic, and you just do it all the time. Like, I picture you just singing and dancing all the time, every time I talk to you on Skype.
Well,
You're
like
like, no,
the
I'm playing a
300
video
times,
game.
like the 3 times you've been on.
It's been more than that.
Yeah, it has, but still, it's not that often. All right.
Yeah, but you sing every single time.
All right. So the next question is your favorite character and why.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
I'll go last year. I actually have to think about this a lot. Because
I don't have to
I
think.
mentioned earlier I like characterization in games, and this particular series just had so much of it. So I'll let y'all talk first, and I'll get back to you.
Charlie, do you remember any of the characters?
Ooh, ow.
Yes, Vitalia. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Italian.
The girl with the visor over her face, and she can't take it off at all, otherwise she risks infection.
Tally.
And-
Oh, Tally.
Oh, Tally! Oh my gosh.
Tally
I can't believe-
Vosnomedy.
Yeah, I thought
Zora
it was
Vosnomedy.
really great how they were able to get her to communicate and all that and convey emotion even though she had a mask over her face. So it was some real Pixar work there. It was pretty neat.
Port.
What are you whispering?
Tally.
Emergency
Tally
induction
sees-
port.
Tally sees-
Wait, who is Tally? Who am I getting confused?
No, that's Tally. No, you're right. That is Tally.
That is Tally.
What he's talking about
In the
is
third game she gets drunk.
yes,
And, more than once.
yes.
Nice.
That is actually the reason why she is my favorite character. I have to agree with Charlie on this one. She is my most favorite
Tony.
character,
Tony.
Yes.
and it also links into another question, actually. So I'll save that for later.
No, why wait?
No,
ahead,
you'll see.
Okay.
Huh.
Your favorite character.
Oh god, it's my turn to talk. My favorite character
Garrus.
would be a toss up between Garrus and Legion. Could I forget Legion's name? That's terrible. But yeah, toss up between Garrus and Legion.
Garrus was pretty cool. Yeah, he would be my second pick.
Yeah, Tally and Garrus seem to be fairly popular among the entire fandom, with
I wonder why. 'cause
Rex coming up as a somewhat distant third. I think he suffered a little bit as in only being a playable squad mate in the very first game and for a very limited time in the third game, providing he got the right DLC.
And you didn't kill him.
Yeah, provided he also survived the first game, of course.
Providing he survived, admire.
Yeah, see, I didn't really like the Krogans at all, so they usually were the ones on the suicide missions that, got the short straw on my playthroughs.
Oh, God.
You're such a dick.
Speaking of the short straw, this is a hard decision for me, but I want to go with two characters that I feel didn't get respected by BioWare as much as they should have. In comparison to the rest of the playable cast, they kind of got left back behind in the dust and weren't polished or paid as much attention to as everyone else.
All right.
Full confession time, I played through the second game in the series maybe almost 12 times. So I made a conscious decision through each game to try to vary up the characters that I use and make sure everybody has a little bit of time to shine. But even through that, the characters that I feel like I wish I had more time to get to know them would have to be Kasumi and Zaid. For the simple fact that they kind of get the DLC treatment. You can't have any deep, meaningful conversations with them on board the ship as you can most of your other squad mates. You don't really get to see much of them in the third game either. If you don't get the DLC for them in the second game, I could be wrong here, but I don't think they even show up in the third one.
Sad.
Yeah, and if they do show up, they just have very, very minor parts that after that part is over, you will practically never see them again. You'll see Zaid around the Citadel. He picks a spot somewhere in the docking bay to just stand around, but you don't have very much interaction with him at all. I just really, really, really wish that they had kind of fleshed out those characters more, given them more of the Javik treatment that Javik got in Mass Effect 3 by making them a fully fledged part of the crew. I think they did a really, really good job with Javik and keeping that from happening again in the third.
Well, that's probably why they did that to Javik, is because of the reaction to the first two that they did.
It's just a shame that it had to take two really interesting characters that didn't get developed as well as they should have for that to happen.
Yeah, I think I would have liked Kasumi more, actually, if she was fleshed out more, because it did look like she had a good story.
But she wanted Jacob's dick. You can't deny that if you paid attention.
Oh.
I also figured out Javik on my list. I really like Javik too.
Well, the other thing is that I think from the very beginning, like from the early planning stages of Mass Effect 3, they kind of already factored in the whole Javik thing that, yes, they were eventually going to have this character in there. And because the whole game just feels like it was built around that possibility of you recruiting that character because of just how involved he can get in the series.
Yeah.
So I think in some respect, he's not so much of a DLC character as he was a character that was put behind a paywall that you would only
That
unlock.
is actually exactly what he is. He's already on the files and the disc, I believe.
There's a lot of stuff that is already on the disc, but I don't believe the Javik DLC actually was. I know some of the pre-order bonuses, like the some of the pre-order weapons from exclusive retailers like GameStop and whatnot. I also know the special edition and 7 weapons are on the game, regardless of which version you got, whether it was special edition or the regular. It's just behind a lock.
Play for paywall.
All right.
Pay.
Now here's why I didn't go very far with Tally. What's your favorite race and why?
My favorite race? Oh god, I don't know.
Definitely not the Krogans. Not just because, they're war-torn people who are, they're just violent altogether, and that's just terrible. But that's not the reason I hate them. It's because they look disgusting, they sound disgusting, and just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
And this is why we threw Charlie out the airlock.
The airlock. Second story
Yeah.
airlock.
Like, can you, like, no, thank God they didn't have, like, Commander Shepard be able to mate with a female Krogan. That would have been disgusting. Can you imagine, like, the sounds they would make?
I would have tapped
Shepard.
that all over that. You think I'm joking. I'm not.
You have a thing for lizards, don't you?
If I could have gotten with Legion, I would have. Hell, if I could have met Stain as a male Shepard, I would.
What is it that's so attractive about Legion?
I mean, other than the fact he's wearing my armor, I don't know.
Oh.
What
Yeah, he's a Shepard cosplayer. I think that's part of the charm.
have you seen my jacket? I mean, come on.
Well, no.
I haven't seen your jacket.
You know, I have a lot of sympathy for the Solarians. If only because, as far as humans go, humans live comparatively fewer years than a lot of the other races. Like, I believe the Asari live by far the longest. The Krogans and the Turians also live for a while. But Solarians tend to live for even less than half of what humans do. I'm looking here in the Mass Effect wiki right now. And,
You're gonna be that guy.
Yeah. It says that they have a lifespan of around 40 human years. And it's touched on in a few places with Morden, or just some of the ambient conversations you hear when you're running around the Citadel, or Ilium in the second game, that Solarians are really pressured just to live every minute of their life to the fullest, and make sure they can go out feeling as fulfilled and rich as possible.
It's a wonder they don't die from stress.
You want to actually...
frantic race, you know? I think they do stress them out a lot more than they have to, as compared to like Asari or Krogan or whatnot, or a little more laid back.
Do you wonder if
that
that's
probably means that they're immune to cancer, actually, because the reason humans live so long, and why we don't live longer, is because it decreases the spread of cancers within our bodies. So we live long enough to reproduce and all that, and then a few years later, and so I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways,
well,
30 science
Solarians, the reason they live so few years are because of their high-speed metabolism. The main perk to that is because it allows them to function on just 1 hour of sleep a day.
No,
that's right.
Solarian steak. Nom, nom, nom.
They used to eat flies.
Wait, no one mentioned the robot race. What are they called?
Hashtag.
The gaff.
Oh, the gaff. I love those guys. They were enslaved. They're like the slave nation in Mass Effect. And it's great that they got their freedom and they have their own life, and they're fighting back against the imperialist humans, and it's sort of a nice twist.
Does this unit have a soul?
Do you want to mention it, or should I?
I don't want to, because this is just funny as it is.
What?
Did
I mess that up?
Yes.
I guess their primary antagonists are actually the Quarians, the race that Tali is a part of. The Geth was created by the Quarians to be kind of servants to the Quarians.
I totally thought it was him.
Kind of got their own sense of sentience.
Right until
when the Quarians freaked out at that and tried to have all the Geth shut down, the Geth rebelled.
The Legion was like, "Does this unit have a soul?" And then, "Oh God, rebel! Bang! Ah!" And then a civil war started.
And then they won, and then the Quarians lost their homeworld.
Well, Quarians, humans, whatever. No big difference there. But
well, it's just
God damn it.
they die. But okay.
But yeah, I thought it was a great story, and they're an endearing robot people, and I like that.
You should really pick up a third game then.
Yeah.
There's an entire arc kind of dedicated to the resolution of that.
Really?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, for you that don't know, I haven't actually played the third game, so no spoilers.
We'll try not to.
There are going to be spoilers, sorry.
Oh crap, I didn't even think about that.
Spoiler alert. Doesn't even matter.
Because that's actually one of the things on my list.
What's that?
Wow.
The Mass Effect 3 ending. and how it makes you
Yeah,
feel.
you took that from my list.
Oh.
Oh, did I?
Well,
Yeah.
we
Remember,
don't
I had you
talk
watch
about
a
ending
whole
now.
video on that.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, I
I'll
guess
tell
that's
you
true.
how I feel right now. Indifferent.
Good.
That's because you didn't watch this video, but okay. My favorite race is kind of obvious now, is the Quarians. And that's because of the whole, Geth War and how they got thrown out and their immune systems just don't work like it should.
Oh, come on. That's like saying, I don't like the slaves. I love the South.
What
Well,
a
no-
douchebag, Matt.
How could you go
no.
with the Koreans? That's
Shut
terrible.
up. Oh my god! First I
Is
get...
this because I like Legion? Huh? Is that it, Matt?
Yes, it's exactly that.
Because I like Legion.
But no, seriously, this comes from when I first
You
met Tally.
Gether.
Because of just how she explains her race and how they're like these vagabonds. Is that even the right word?
No,
Vagabond.
vagabonds.
Thank you. And
Sort of
how
like
they
gypsies.
have to, run around and collect things for their ships just so they can stay operational. I just thought that
they're
was really
gypsies in
cool.
Space. It's
How
totally
is
cool.
On Quest.
And don't they do like some sort of fortune telling or some sort of mystic BS?
They basically go on a sort of
Pilgrimage.
pilgrimage. Thank you, where they basically go and look for things that's useful to the to their race.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Tally.
Yeah, the more seance-related thing is more the territory of the Asari. They
Sorry.
kind of have the whole mind-melding thing going on.
Oh god.
Yeah, I never thought I would be attracted to a girl with blue skin until I saw the Asaris. I gotta say, they are beautiful, and I guess that's why there's so much porn with them in it.
Yes.
You would know.
Hey, it's everywhere, especially after Avatar came out. It's like, oh, blue girl. Same thing, same story. They don't care, it's just porn.
Yeah, they
they
have
don't care
brain
about
sex.
the story. Yeah.
Basically the same thing. Have you watched Avatar?
Yeah, I have. It was pretty cool. It was amazing.
This is the Mass Effect podcast. Shut you. See, I'm gonna just throw you out the airlock all the time, I guess.
There's no reason why I can't like one and like the other two. I could like them both.
Machine.
So if
That's
an
why
Asari tries to have sex with whatever those things are,
A
how would
Krogan?
that work? No, not the Krogans, the other blue people from the
the other
Avatar
blue people,
movie.
I don't know what they're called.
Oh, Avatar. Oh, shoot. What are they called?
The Navi. The Navi.
Yeah, the
The
Navi.
Navi. Yeah.
If they had sex with each other, would they use the little tentacle hair things, or would the Asari use the mind meld thing?
Would the Navi put their little tentacle hair thing on top of the Asari tentacle head and do it that way?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
basically
sure
my
they would take the ponytail and shove it up the butt of the other person.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's
Now-
move on.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. That's the show.
Heck,
So, what's your favorite class, and why?
favorite class? Soldier. Because I like having guns and
Sniper, all the way. Just the rogue class, that's my deal. Every game I play, I'm a rogue. And the sniper, it was fantastic. I got better with the aiming, and yes, the aiming, it did that figure eight, but it added challenge to the game, and that's something that other games are afraid to do. And I'm glad they did it.
I
Yeah, too
never
bad they
actually
went with the norm.
so I didn't know.
They what?
They went with the norm, I'll
Oh
talk
my
about
gosh, you're absolutely right. Yeah, what is it? Hitman Absolution. There's like this crazy scope woggle. Oh, there's in a
What?
lot of games, actually.
No, I meant basically they went with what every other game does now and made it more first-person shooty more than Star Trek, I guess.
Star Trek. Speaking of Star Trek.
Well, I mean, how else are you going to look down a scope?
Yeah, but I mean, now there is not much of a wobble.
Yeah. No. Oh,
there's,
like,
hardly
change
anything
over
at all.
time.
Obviously, Commander Shepard doesn't breathe when he shoots.
Yeah, that's true. He has, some sort of...
He aiming for 10 minutes straight. You should have passed out by now. Nope.
Anyways, Mokai, what's yours?
Well, as far as classes go, there didn't really seem to be much unique diversion between the 6 of them until the second game came around.
Right.
There were noticeable differences in the first game, but many of them felt too much alike. The soldier was kind of like, you're I love shooting things up and never use skills sort of class.
Yeah.
The Vanguard was like, ye old tank, take a fuck ton of damage, be able to still do respectable damage back with guns, and just like a couple biotic skills thrown in for flavor, stuff like that. When you notice the divergence really happened was in the second game. And having played through the game 2 times with each class, I really learned how to respect all of them. But I think the one that kind of comes out as a clear winner of, I just want to fly into this game and have a fuck ton of fun would definitely have to be the Vanguard.
Why not the biotics?
It is a biotic.
The biotic is your mage type archetype character where...
Right, but I imagine if you wanted to go in and have tons of fun, you would be wanted to, like, I don't know, make people float or throw them across the wall, that sort of thing, like you're a Jedi.
The biotic class in Mass Effect 2, the Adept, they're very limited by their weapon choice. They just have pistol, submachine gun, so they're mostly reliant on their skills and comboing skills together to make, biotic bursts. Which... Right. Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I've played a couple biotics, and it's definitely a playstyle that's more suited to people who want to use skills instead of having to aim and shoot guns. But the Vanguard is an interesting hybrid between the soldier and the adept. Not only are they able to use the shotgun in addition to the aforementioned pistol and submachine gun, they also have a couple biotic skills that they lift off the biotic classes, as well as probably the most fun skill you ever have in the game called the biotic charge. This thing, depending how you upgrade it, can completely refill your shields every few seconds, every single time you use it, and will cause you to go flying across the map, headbutting right into an enemy, sending them ragdolling several feet ahead of you. If for some reason they have armor or something on it that makes them resistant to being knocked back, you have your shotgun right there that you can just unload a whole bunch of shots right into them.
Okay, I will go ahead and eat my words. That sounds like a barrel of monkeys.
It is so much fun. If any of you have not played the Vanguard, you need to go back and do that, immediately.
I know I have.
The other thing that I really like while we're talking about classes is in the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, I liked how it brought out new, unique ways to play different classes. I think around their last multiplayer update, they had maybe around 8 or 10 different types of characters for each and every class, and all of them, apart from the default male and female human ones, all behaved and had different loadouts from one another. So it really let you experience what each class type was like without investing several hours into the single-player game.
Right, yeah.
Or you could be just like Mokai and just be a biotic god.
I don't know, that charging thing still sounds pretty awesome.
You gotta try it out. It's amazing.
I'm gonna have to.
It's a little buggy in the second game. If there's too many barriers between you and the person that you're trying to, you'll start the animation of charging forward, but you won't actually go anywhere. And, the skill will immediately go off cooldown, so it's not like you have to wait to use it again or anything.
Okay. Is it in the third game?
Yes.
It is.
It's actually probably the best.
Quite a bit more fixed in the third game. The other thing that we might as well talk while we're talking about classes is one thing I really liked from the bridge from the second game to the third game is that you more or less kept the exact same character. From 1 to 2, you could upload a Shepherd, but they'd operate a lot differently. They kind of revised the whole skill system from 1 to 2, but from 2 to 3, it was basically the same combat, same skills. In Mass Effect 2, I think you had like 6 different abilities. In Mass Effect 3, you keep all of those abilities. Some of them might be tweaked a little bit, but they're all more or less still there. And then you get a host of another few skills where you basically you're allowed to build up the character that you just uploaded, and it will feel very much back at home. Like it won't be jarring. You won't have to get used to the new mechanics or anything. It's like you just picked up from where you left off. And I think that's really, really cool.
Well, to be fair, you did kind of sort of have an accident between 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So.
What was that?
Really?
Oh, that accident. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Mokai having an accident.
I'm out of the loop here. What happened?
Shepard died in the second game?
Shepard kind of had an accident.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And then he gets saved. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good excuse for them to kind of throw in to justify the whole revamp of the skill system and
actually, it helps with most of the things they changed in that game.
How else were we supposed to find out about Miranda's ass?
Whoa.
Miranda's sweet, sweet ass.
I don't know. I think I would have preferred to wake up to Legion.
I don't know. Legion doesn't really have the ass Miranda does. I mean, you spend half the game staring at it.
Yeah, Matt, which do you prefer? Staring at a guy's ass for hours on end or a girl's ass for hours on end?
You know, Charlie, Tony, Dorothy?
Yeah?
I think I made it pretty clear that I'd rather look at that robot ass called Legion.
Damn straight. Well, my friend brought this up to me, and I was like, oh, I'll never play a female character ever. I'm like... And then he was like, dude, like, would you rather stare at a guy's ass all day or a girl's ass? And that changed my life completely. And so now all I play is, if I have an option, it's always a female character.
I don't know. I don't actually get that, because I don't stare at their ass when I'm playing a game. Like those type of games.
You have a problem, Matt.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Well, that's because Matt is asexual. He actually isn't attracted to anyone or himself.
Oh, wow. Poor Matt.
Like, yeah, one day he's just gonna like split in two like an amoeba or some sort of mitochondria, and then there'll be 2 Matts in the world.
Not if I can help it.
I see.
Now, would that be suicide
or would be evil?
Would that be suicide or would that be murder?
If you kill yourself to save yourself, what is it?
Well, it depends on whether you have the same thought process. Now, I'm guessing since the other half is going to be gone, one is going to be thinking with the anus and the other is going to be thinking with the brain. Wait, I cut the person in half the wrong way, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of editing for this podcast. Have fun, man.
That is going to be really busy.
God, way to make it harder, guys.
But we never hear from him for a month.
It's like a month later. You guys ready for episode 2? I guess.
My favorite class is...
Next question.
No, I haven't even said my answer.
Oh.
God.
Have I said my answer yet? I don't know. I don't remember.
You said the soldier.
The classes. Oh, we're still talking about... Oh.
Yeah, Mokai went on a whole tangent.
No. It's fine. I just forgot the question.
And I went on a tangent. I thought this
you kind of did.
Supposed to do.
No.
You want me to just play back what we just said?
Okay, you're not the wiki. You're not the wiki.
I thought debate is healthy.
It was.
Debate is healthy.
Debate is healthy, but...
Okay, from here on out, I'm just giving 1-sentence response.
No, it's okay.
No one said you had to do that.
I'm just pointing out the reason I haven't said my class is because everybody else had like this long thing, and then I had to wait for them to stop.
The reason Matt hasn't done it yet, and the reason I forgot, you talked forever.
Whoa! Hi.
I mean, I do like what he said, and he has a beautiful voice, I have to say. But yeah, just cut it down, 3 or 4 sentences short. That's my opinion, at least. But, feel free to do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just edit it out later.
So it'll only be like half a sentence.
And in the finished product, there's like 10
It'll just
seconds.
Be straight cut off, and then that'll start talking.
There'll be 2 versions. The edited version and the direct.
So this is going to be exactly how it goes.
Say a few words.
This is how it's gonna go. It's gonna be my favorite class is okay. My favorite class is.
Okay.
You know, to be fair, I tend to be the most experienced
And cut.
on the
And
subject. Right?
Mokai's is exactly what Matt's gonna put in there.
All right, my favorite class is actually the Vanguard, kind of like Mokai, I think. Vanguard's the one that does the jump around,
It'd
right?
be original.
Yeah, Vanguard is the charging, I'm gonna shoot you in the face.
Yeah, he actually introduced that class to me, and I just grew in love with it just because of being able to jump around and doing that fist attack and knocking everybody down. That was just pretty fun.
So you have more mobility with that.
Yeah,
you can
you have
move
a
around the
lot of
map a lot fast.
A lot of mobility and a lot of damage if you do it right.
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
I
that's
could.
the only downside with the super class that I saw is you sort of have to creep your way along, and yeah, it does get boring after a while, and then I end up just going, quick scoping everyone.
The way I did my class is I could take out whole troops in just that one attack, just jumping in and then doing the area of effect attack, and it killed just about everything.
Yeah, I know exactly the attack you're talking about, and I have used that before, and it was just loads of fun. So, yeah. Vanguard is amazing, but for like tactical and, actually have to think on your feet and, looking around, being observant, the sniper class is my favorite. And then throw in like a little biotic skills in there, so you can keep people at bay in front of you. That's really helpful. And that's the class I suggest.
Alright.
I'm a soldier. I have no brain. Rawr, guns, shooty things.
Sure.
That was me.
Okay.
I ran around in circles the entire time when I was out of ammo. I can't
You do
help
have
it.
burn
5 guns
damage,
out of
though.
ammo? Yeah.
You do have burn damage though, so.
I never used my skills. Like,
Really?
ever.
Well, forget this
Yeah.
then. What's your favorite DLC, guys? God.
Oh, like, you have to ask me that question. Citadel for Mass Effect 3.
I actually
favorite
think
DLC, best DLC, only DLC. Aside from Javik.
I actually think it's gonna be the same. Okay.
Javik is pretty cool.
What about you?
It's really hard to debate against the Citadel as being the best DLC in the entire series. I think it's really unfair to compare any other DLC to it.
I win. The trophy goes to me.
Now, the problem I have here is I love Mass Effect, but I have not loved it enough to put more money into buying more content. And that may have been a mistake on my part, but I stand by the original storyline. I don't need all that fruity stuff on the side.
I want to stop
I'm
you
an
there.
originalist. Okay.
I want to stop you there.
We're gonna stop you here and throw you out of the airlock again.
The couple of the
I'm going to
DLCs.
claw my way back in.
A couple of the DLCs are
You
actually.
guys are going to the bar.
Oh my God,
and you
shut
are
the fuck
ordering
up!
Apple Teenies when you're getting downloaded content.
Charlie.
Well, to be
Jeez,
fair.
Matt.
I
This
take
is
it
like
back.
the
My favorite
fifth time.
DLC, I think unarguably the best DLC would probably have to have been Bring Down the Sky in Mass Effect 1.
That's
I never
the
played
meteorite
DLC
one,
Mass
right?
Effect
Oh, was it not obvious enough that I'm full of shit? Okay, let's try this again. The best DLC
Ooh.
in the game was probably that one DLC in Mass Effect 2 that gave you like 2 new guns. And I think it was called like the Firefight Pack.
Oh, okay. I was actually thinking like
DLC.
the story-based ones. Anyways, Charlie, there is a couple that do further along the story. There's 2 of them in Mass Effect 2, and then there's 3 of them that are actually just like what you were saying, since the story pretty much ends there. But they're good enough to buy, I would say.
Really?
Yes.
So when you say
You of
2
all
of them in
people.
Mass Effect 2, are you discounting Overlord? Is that one not worth it in your opinion?
No, I'm counting Overlord. Which one am I missing?
There's Overlord, Arrival, and Shadow Broker.
Oh, crap.
Shadow
I'm sorry.
Broker,
Yes, 3. I forgot Shadow Broker.
Isn't Arrival the like, oh god, you're gonna burn in hell one? Because that one Batarian race is like, arr, arr, in your face.
Something like that.
Hey, dude, have you seen the Batarians? They could go arr, arr in your face. If they wanted to. They'd probably be even scarier than
That's probably like the hugest one there, actually. Since,
your reason
you're
for being incarcerated
yeah.
in 3 changes depending on whether or not you have it.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
What's the reason without it?
At
That's
the
my
beginning of Mass
question.
Effect 3, you are detained for some reason. If you didn't get the DLC, it's because you were associated with Cerberus. If you did get the DLC,
yeah, I remember that,
it's
actually.
because of the war crimes you are said to have committed because of the arrival.
War crimes.
Oh, that's
against
kind of
humanity.
interesting.
Except it wasn't
So yeah, they
humanity,
do
it was
actually have some meat in them. It's not just like some frosting on top of cake.
Okay. I, once again, will have to eat my words. Nom, 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 nom.
I hope they taste delicious.
No, they taste horrible.
Oh, you poor thing. Airlock time.
Oh.
I actually have
free.
I actually have 2 different DLCs that I can't actually choose from. One of them is crap, I don't remember the name of it. It's the one where you basically have to search around for clues.
Oh, I love that one too. Isn't that the Leviathan?
Yeah, Leviathan.
Effect.
Leviathan was pretty amazing. But the Arrival held a special place in my heart. Playing the game and then playing that after playing through the game just kind of breaks your heart, I think. It's kind of hard not to.
Matt just wants to be arrested for war crimes.
Fine.
He's got a for war crimes.
I'm pretty sure Matt would just go AWOL.
Yeah, I would.
Oh, God.
Like, fuck this, I'm out here.
Screw you guys, I'm
Y'all
going
can
out.
fight the Reapers. I'm done.
There's a reason
I'm
I'm
pretty
a terrible
sure,
commander.
Pretty sure Shepard was pretty much doing that the whole time.
Yeah,
Wasn't Shepard high the entire time? I should
yeah,
go.
he was
I should go.
sleeping.
I should go.
Alright, that's all I have, question-wise at least.
Wow, Matt, what a guy.
That's it?
Just questions.
Okay, I think Asher is volunteering to go next year.
Oh, fuck, I have nothing. I've got absolutely nothing.
I want to point out that I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
Oh,
different topics
I
to
know.
talk about.
I've got something we haven't covered yet.
What's that?
Okay.
We haven't covered romances yet.
No, we haven't actually.
I did cover a little bit.
I win.
Did you cover it, or did you just like...
What's your favorite romance?
Did romance, like legit romances? Like, yep.
I touched on it a bit.
I romanced 4 different people, if my list is correct. Wait, really? I only romanced 4 people? Mokai, how many times have I played through this game?
No, that sounds about right, I think.
Apparently only 4. Huh. It's weird. Oh yeah,
You know,
because
I forgot who I romanced in the first game.
I
I think I was struggling with the communication tree, the speech tree, and I don't even know if I actually got someone to like me in the first game.
I would have romanced Tally, but she was unromanceable, so I was single the entire first game.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, I got kind of thrown in there on accident, so I had sexy times with Ashley.
You are a terrible person, Matt.
I was just trying to be nice, and then I ended up...
That's your alien collection. How could you?
I was trying to be a perfectionist in the freaking Paragon tree, and it's all like, oh, now you gotta have sex with her, or tell her to screw up. I'm like, no!
Wasn't she the one you ended up killing?
Not on that playthrough, but yes, I did end
Okay.
up killing her.
I
That was amazing,
so
actually.
She no longer breathes. I was told I should stop saying things like that with a smile on my face. It gives you the wrong message.
That's good. Nobody can see you when you smile.
Well, go ahead, Ash. Let's talk. What's your favorite romance?
My favorite romance so far would have to be Miranda, because I want to know how she talked Tally out of leaving the engineering room.
Oh, for the bow chicka wow bow time.
Yeah, for the sexy time part, I want to know how she talked Tally out of the engineering room. You couldn't get Tally out of that room for anything. I tried. And then Miranda walks in and is like, yeah, let's do it right here. I was like, okay.
Oh, I
where's
got
Tally?
her out
She
all
could be
right.
watching us?
Oh,
Of her
yeah.
suit.
I think I actually, with my Shepherd, I actually did it with Talia right there in the engine room.
Wait,
Was
really?
that a thing?
I'm not sure. Tally was my next conquest.
From
Yeah,
what I
fairly
remember, she goes into your bedroom for that. I
Does she?
don't know if it's possible to do otherwise, though. I never really
I thought.
explored too much in those trees.
Yeah.
Actually, that was my favorite romance in 2. My favorite romance in 3 had to be Jack, though. Upon meeting Jack again, she punches you like twice and then makes out with you in front of all her students. And then the Citadel DLC with Jack was pretty fun, too.
Good for her.
Oh, God. She should not make out with you in the places she makes out with you. It's dangerous.
Golem, take
Jack?
this.
Well, that's where all the fun comes from.
Does Jack what?
Jack is, I think Jack is also my favorite romance, but also one of the most annoying romances at the same time. And I can actually explain this.
She was so pissed off. Ugh.
The part that annoyed me in Mass Effect 2, that it was really, really difficult to actually form any sort of friendship with Jack without accidentally falling into the romance, kind of, being locked into the romance. You either kind of had to be kind of indifferent towards her, but she was kind of a messed up chick. So if you wanted to try to be her friend, try to talk her out of, just kind of console her, she kind of forces you into a relationship.
Yeah.
You either do her or you don't.
And I mean, if you back out of that at last moment, like right before, it locks you into that romance, and she basically wants nothing else to do with you for the rest of the game. Anytime you try to go talk to her in the engineering room, it's fuck you.
It's like, fuck you and all your family. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which,
God, Rex is a part of a...
unfortunate. I wish there was a way you could have just kind of had a friendship.
Rex is a part of a war clan. And he has a better ending conversation. Shepard. Rex. Shepard.
Run. Rex.
Well, when you actually want to have a romance with Jack, I think it's one of my favorites. Just kind of the way she is. You see her evolve from the second game to the third game, which is really, really cool. I think she develops a lot more than really any of your other romantic options, in my opinion. She kind of goes from this insecure space pirate experiment thing who doesn't care about anyone, going to this kind of role model character in the third game where she has kids that she's trying to look after.
She had a badass
And she actually cared for them.
Yeah, she's a very respectable character. And I think one of the most human of the entire cast.
Human. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic.
It's not like you had to rescue her from prison or anything first.
That would have been fun. But, okay. Anyone else have another question, or should I start?
Go for it.
Okay. Now, a lot of the medicine and science that has been going on, we've sort of stolen ideas from science fiction. Now, there's a lot of aspects in BioShock that sort of foretell the future or kind of say what the future might be. Now, what technology do you wish was real right now? And you could only choose one. The Omni tool.
This is for Thane, you son of a bitch. Oh! One of the only renegade options I picked. Oh. Yes.
But yeah, the Omni tool, because it's just like it's basically like a Swiss Army knife. So that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I don't have an issue with the Omni tool, though. I think that it would just have so much potential for being used the wrong way in addition to the right way.
Well, it's not like that hasn't been shown.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very obvious thing to consider, because throughout the game, like, practically a third of the second game is doing hacking on, like, doors, chests, and cabinets. And,
you can't just slap Omni drill on that stuff anymore. No, you actually have to fucking hack it.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, and
Shepard even brings that up. Actually, not Shepard. Somebody brings that up. I can't remember who it was.
Hero?
Yeah. No, it's an interesting thought, and, it's what we kind of have to think about is, a hammer could be a very useful tool, but it also could be used to bash someone's skull in, so should we be allowed to have hammers?
Yes.
Does the good outweigh the bad, I guess, is what we have to think about.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I can think of another thing, but, it's only one, so...
Say it, Matt. Say it.
No.
I know my thing would be Medigel. I don't know if that's what Matt's thinking, but
no.
Just being able to be so medically advanced that you can patch up just about any fatal wound with an application.
Just slap some Medigel on it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be cool.
That's an example of something that it would be very, very difficult for it to be used incorrectly.
Well,
Come on.
That's
from what I
true.
can understand, isn't Medigel basically like gel with nanobots in it? Or something like that?
I've not actually looked into it.
Me neither.
Thought you had the wiki open.
Ooh.
I just like my...
Oh god.
Come at me, bro.
Alright, what do you think, Asher?
Oh fuck, I don't know. One thing out of Mass Effect being real.
I don't know.
Oh. Okay, Mr. Smarty Pants. If you know what it is, say it.
Warp
Here.
What? No.
Garrus.
Technology. If Garrus was technology, then yes. But Garrus
He's just
is
using
technology.
Google Glass.
One piece of technology. The Reapers for shits and giggles.
Oh god.
Why? Because
Oh my god. Oh my god, that's like the worst choice you could even choose from.
Hey, I was given an option with no limitations.
You were.
I did not think anyone would ever choose that. I didn't even think that was going to be an option, but
Well, I guess if I can't
there you go
choose
for
the
proving me
Reaper,
right.
I'll choose the gas.
So the thing I was actually thinking of that I didn't want to say is actually the biotics. Because that can be used in all kinds of the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what I was thinking is being able to restore dead human flesh. Now, Commander Shepard was lost in space for how long?
Like,
2 years.
A few.
Not exactly 2 years. It took a little while to recover.
I would say it would be like at least 3 months, because I know they had to rebuild him for like at least 2 years.
Yeah, the majority
Exactly.
of the 2 years was spent reconstructing him.
And I think that is absolutely awesome technology.
Oh.
Anyone we want can, essentially survive for a long time.
I want
I have a better idea.
to
have a better
throw that
idea.
out real quick
So,
though. Is that that actually took a lot of resources just to do one man, and even then it was a risk.
Right, but imagine if we could save Albert Einstein
well,
and or restore Stephen Hawking's body.
No, that wouldn't be possible.
it wasn't technically one man, it was two.
Wait, what?
Ominous.
I said it wasn't technically
Yeah, I
was
see what you're
two.
saying. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
ominous.
But the other thing about that is it sort of goes. You guys seen the movie Repo Man?
Yeah, I
I
love that movie.
Think?
Yeah, where essentially
Yeah.
you get like a heart, like a biotic heart or something, and if you can't pay it off, then they come back and they rip it out of you, and you essentially, you do die. So it would sort of ensure long life for the rich, and then people who can't afford it obviously would die out. So that could be a big problem there. So we sort of need Obamacare if we're going to get that going, where everyone could have it.
You...
Yeah, basically that, but cheaper.
I'm not even going to go into that. Too politics.
No, go for it.
No, too much politics. I'm not going to go into that.
Oh.
Something like it. Or like what they have in Canada.
The Canuckians. We have dismissed that claim. That was a really bad one.
Alright, so Ash had one. Charlie had one. Okay, it's your turn. You just have something?
Of what?
Like a question or something you want to talk about?
I think my topic is a little bit of a extensive one, so maybe we should
Say it!
No, I have one of those,
Yeah.
I think.
Did Asher speak his?
Yeah, romances.
Oh, okay. Well,
Miranda.
let's go with an easy one then. Let's talk about weapons.
Alright.
But Maddock. Hated it in 2, loved it in 3.
Why?
I don't know, it just handled differently, in my opinion.
Alright,
That's all I got.
Mine would have to be the Phase Ton. That thing just has so much ammo and accuracy, it's just great. I love it. I also want to point out that Mass Effect's 3 weapons is a lot better than 2, just because how they feel. They actually feel like guns, where 2 just felt like something in your hand shooting.
The
It
Black
does
Widow.
feel a lot tighter in
Oh.
3, but not only that, but just the mere variety.
Yeah.
I really like how in Mass Effect 3 they kind of opened it wide, where any class could equip any weapon. It's just equipping more weapons or heavier weapons would affect the cooldowns on your abilities.
Right.
Which was
That was
very
cool.
smart design decision.
Negative 200%. Why?
No, I
Because
don't have
I
a
was a
specific-
soldier, had a bunch of weapons.
No, I don't specifically like any particular weapon, but I do like the weapon system in Mass Effect 2, how you could equip the biotic skill to your ammo. And so depending on the circumstance or the enemy that you're in, you could switch the ammo, and it added a lot of strategy and basically a lot better gameplay. You sort of had to think things out, and I thought that was really neat.
I don't know. I kind of liked ones better in that case, just because you could have all the ammo types for any situation, where in that one they just basically condense it into 4 different ones. And 2 of them are actually just variations of the 2 main ones, or the 3 main ones, I'm sorry, which is the electric type, the fire type, and no, that's it actually. The 2, I was right the first time, the 2 ones. So yeah, I like the first one better, because there's a lot more variants, and you can equip them whenever, with any class.
Huh.
That's just me though.
I don't know. I think with the equip and biotic skill, it's you sort of have to plan ahead and see like which ones you use most. So I don't know.
In my opinion,
Scarcity of materials. Go ahead.
If you're not planning to be an upfront and in-your-face fighter, it is really, really, really difficult not to love the Black Widow sniper rifle in Mass Effect 3.
I still have not touched that thing.
That thing, I mean,
It just sounds nasty.
It is obvious that it was designed to be incredibly overpowered because of the price tag attached to actually obtain it. But a Black Widow at rank 10 with like a concentration mod and an extended barrel mod will just carry you through the entire game. It is so much fun. For those who have never actually used it, what it is effectively a Widow sniper rifle that would be considered to be like the most powerful sniper rifle in Mass Effect 2, which basically it shot one single shot, but it was a really, really strong shot that could pierce barriers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty using that now. Pretty much.
Yeah, in Mass Effect 3, the Black Widow is effectively the Widow, but you can shoot 3 times before reloading. It would just completely liquidate whatever enemy was in front of you.
Heads explode, generators explode. There's nothing coming back from that.
Explosion explode.
I made pylons explode. I shouldn't have been able to do that.
I do have a couple, like, honorable mentions, so while we're on the topic of weapons, because I find with the weapons being as they are, there's just such a variety of them, it's hard to pick an end-all, like, above all the others. I really loved the Scorpion pistol, which was a pistol that shot little sticky grenades that would explode after a certain delay.
Oh, yeah, that one.
The really cool thing about those is that you could apply your ammo mods to them that would apply that effect to basically anyone around that little sticky bomb when it exploded. I had the most fun applying that with the cryo mod on my Vanguard, and it kind of became my shoot at a distance go-to weapon for him. Because it would explode, it would freeze anybody caught in the explosion who was vulnerable to it. Then if I wanted to, I could charge in and completely shatter that enemy.
What was your favorite shotgun?
Favorite shotgun? You don't actually have to think about that.
I don't have to.
Yeah, because you were saying you were using the, what was it? The On Guard class? What was it? Vanguard, yeah. And you mentioned using a shotgun in that.
I appreciated a lot of different shotguns for different reasons.
But none of them actually stood out to you?
The Scimitar was very good for Mass Effect 2 because I wasn't the most reliable shot with accuracy, and the Scimitar is that kind of shotgun where you can shoot like 8 times before you have to reload, but each of those 8 shots aren't really a lot of damage on their own. So it's the most forgiving of all the shotguns in the game. Especially considering weapons like the Claymore where you shoot once and then you have to reload.
Yeah, that's terrible when you're in tight situations.
Yeah. The other ones that I have respect for are the Eviscerator, which is similar to the Scimitar, but it packs more power behind each blast with a reduced ammo clip. But it's still one of the more forgiving ones. Apart for just sheer damage, the Piranha would be a lot of fun. It had hideous accuracy. Like, you fire a shot and they basically just go everywhere. So it needs to be up close and personal, which makes it an absolute perfect fit if you're playing a Vanguard.
Cool. Now, a lot of snipers, they absolutely have to have a pistol equipped to them. There's no other way around it. And, does anyone... What?
Oh, it's just that I play my characters with one weapon at all times. So I disproved it.
Matt, you need a suicide pistol.
I don't have a suicide pistol.
You need a suicide pistol.
No, I don't use a suicide pistol. I just go invisible and run away.
Well, the smart survive. Well, does anyone have any advice for people who play, snipers and they want to have a good sidearm that could get them out of tight situations when people get up close to them and they can't use their rifle and they need something to...
I would say it would be the starting weapon. I don't remember what it's called.
Well, yeah, the Predator's not bad, but by and far in both the second game and the third game, people seem to really, really love the handgun called the Carnifex. It's a pistol that is really about as close as you can get to maybe having a revolver in other games. It's a classic medium capacity pistol that each shot behind it has a really powerful blast to it.
Good. All right.
Yes.
I was just thinking about pistols, but the Tempest and SMG is also another really good choice for a sniper to swap to if an enemy gets too close.
Oh, SMGs. I totally forgot about that class.
Yeah, the Tempest is a very, very rapid-fire SMG with a very large clip, but it's not particularly accurate. So it's a good kind of switch up to make when the enemy is too close to use the sniper rifle. And if you're getting a little swamped or surrounded, you can just switch to the Tempest and kind of do a spray fire.
That's my third one.
To kill them all.
Yeah, I use the pistol last because fuck pistols.
Good advice by Mokai. All right, Matt, you had another question?
Well, it's not a question. It's more like a...
discussion.
Yeah, discussion. And it's about the Spectres, actually.
Oh, God.
Especially when considering from, Mass Effect 1, it was this huge deal. You had this whole initiation. You had this...
Oh, rainbows.
You had a store. You had a...
Somebody had to inspect you
skill
to make sure you were
for it. And then in the second game, it just kind of became a...
Like, hey, guess what?
It became something you could completely skip and you wouldn't even know it's there.
Well,
even if you did get it, you'd forget you even had it.
Didn't it come up, though?
Yeah, it comes up. It comes up as, hey, I'm a Spectre, or, hey, you're a Spectre again. And then you'll never hear or see anything about it again.
Oh, here, let me reinstate your Spectre status for you.
Yeah, and that's it. There's nothing else about it. You're still just some Megabound.
You could have been...
That's not necessarily true. There are a few instances where you can actually... use Spectre status to your advantage, or it gets brought up. Immediately jumping to my mind would be Thane's loyalty mission. There's a point where you have to interrogate a guy in a room, and you can just end it from the very start by announcing you're Spectre, and they'll immediately break down and open up to you.
Oh, but I drew that out because I wanted Thane to be happy.
But that option is only available if you go to the Citadel earlier and accept yourself being reappointed as a Spectre.
I'm sorry. I like making the characters.
Okay, so there's a lot more, or there was a bit more, I should more say, than I thought there is. But even then, it didn't really feel like you were a Spectre.
Well, the other side to that is in Mass Effect 2, you spend a majority of the time off and out of Citadel space. Areas like Omega just don't give a shit whether you're a Spectre or not. They're kind of a lawless
About
state in
Omega.
general. So going around, if you're a Spectre there, it doesn't really help you. Because whatever
Charlie?
Arya wants is what actually happens.
Yeah, my phone just died.
Okay.
It's alright.
Arya, do this for me, okay? Arya, do this for me, okay? Arya, do this for me. Fuck you, Arya! Just like Navi. Actually,
I got
no,
a question.
What's that?
What was the point of putting the Hanar in the game?
Hanar. Jellyfish.
The same reason as the... No, forget what I was going to say. That's definitely the reason.
Blasco, the first Hanar Spectre. Whole reason right there.
Yep.
I think the very original reason was, in regards to the very first game, they wanted to try to make the game as atmospheric and to try to pull you in as much as possible.
They are beautiful creatures, I'll give them that, but they don't really add much.
I think they put in a whole bunch of, like, just aesthetic type races to kind of make you feel like this universe is totally huge. Because the Hanar aren't the only class. There's also aren't the only race that don't really have much to do. There's also the Volus and the Elk.
The Volus, yeah. That was my next question.
L4 favorite side race. Giant talking elephant.
Well, isn't
Don't you get a-
Thana one of those races too, pretty much?
He's a drow.
Yeah, but he's not like one of the main
And
races.
if you
Right.
eat
The only
their
reason
skin,
people don't think that is because he's one of your team members.
I think it was to imply that within space there's still kind of a class system. You've got your Asari, Turians, and Solarians who are kind of the quote-unquote council races. So they kind of have the most power and the most say in the council territory. Then you have all of those kind of second class.
You know, I never
The non-Citadel
looking
races.
on that.
The Hanar, the Elcor. Then there's
The Shadow Broker.
ones that just
Leviathans,
The Yag.
been considered
the
vermin.
Vorcha.
Yeah, the Vorcha and the Quarians are kind of considered to be vermin or straight rats by
Ooh.
many other races.
Shadow Broker. What was his right?
I don't know actually.
The Yag or something?
Something like that. Going off the Sorry and all them,
Favorite race?
I just realized that they all symbolize their, like, one of the three main things we base off the government. Military,
Oh no.
spiritual, and technical.
Oh my. What douchebags?
Well, that would even be the three classes of the three primary classes of the series.
Armaturian.
They're the adept and the engineer.
Armaturian.
True.
We have dismissed those claims.
But then I guess they did bring back the Spectre thing in the third one, but I still felt like it wasn't as, you know, you were still just something else than a title.
It was even less relevant in the third
Yeah,
game.
because in that one you're just a missionary. And the only real thing, probably the only thing that made you really feel like a Spectre was the command room.
Or
That
when
was cool.
you're
Well, even
meant-
then, it was almost kind of like you were more of a diplomat.
Yeah,
than
that's true.
That's true. Yeah. You didn't really have much to say. Hey, did they do any downloadable content for the Protheans?
The Protheans?
Protheans.
Protheans?
Yeah, that's from Ashes.
Javik.
He was the release DLC.
I kind of want to buy that because that looks good.
It's basically just a class, but
Make sure you bring one of every race when you go.
Oh, really?
Yes. Make sure you bring a Sorry, I don't know. I was about to call them a Jurin for some reason. Different game. I bring an Asari, the Turian, and
A couple Reapers.
totally bring the Reapers too. You can't bring Legion on that mission, can you?
nope.
No,
You can't
you
even
have
play
to bring
with
Liara
Legion.
and one other.
Man, if I could have brought Legion on that mission, oh my god. It's been fucking hilarious. But yeah, just bring the Azure.
Well, there's also one.
Asari and Turian.
There's also one character that would be a spoiler to Tony that you could bring that would be somewhat parallel to Legion.
I'm thinking, and I don't know who you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about.
I don't. How do I not know? The one
Because,
that
You're a mechanical squad mate.
my mechanical squad mate. I have one of those?
we know who he doesn't
that
play.
one. I was talking about that one at the beginning of the podcast. Now oh wow. Anyway, I figured it out. Weird.
So yeah, that's just basically what I felt about the Spectre thing. If anybody else has anything else to say on that.
The DLC for the Citadel had Spectres.
Do you think the mining the other planets in Mass Effect 2 was a good or bad thing?
Mining planets. Who has time for that when
It was universally regarded to be a really bad design choice, but even then, there were a lot of people who said, hey, well, at least it's better than the Mako.
But the Mako was my favorite part. I'm kidding. I hated that car. Garrus and Rex did not want to ride with me anymore.
No, that's alright. I'll just go to Uranus.
It was,
Probing Uranus. Really, Commander?
It was a very artificial way to extend the life of a playthrough. Like, it felt like nothing more but busy work to do.
It kind of did, yeah.
I never
But,
scanned.
It becomes easier if you get Shadow Broker, though.
Yeah, a little.
Since you don't have to go searching for those planets, you just buy the planet and it'll be like, oh hey, it's over here. Here's your specific material that you want and high quantity.
Oh yeah.
And then if
You know
anymore,
what?
you can
Did
just
that
buy
at
it
all
again.
costs, so it really annoyed me how it kind of brought up a tag.
Oh, that, yeah.
And it went away.
Yeah. It does go away, I think, if you buy it again. And then it moves to a different spot. But other than that, yeah, it just stays there the whole time if you buy one. That would definitely be an endgame thing you'd do.
End game. Do in the middle of the game. You think I care about your glitches?
I think would have been a great move for them to do was to add a little more variety on the starship. Like, what if you could go out and purchase a different starship or have a choice in them?
It wouldn't be the same game.
It wouldn't be the same, yeah.
Imagine how many fish tanks I would have to buy.
The thing is, the SR-71, that doesn't sound right.
SR-1 Normandy, or
There
the
we go.
SR-2 Normandy, depending on the game.
In any case, the problem with that is those are highly advanced ships that have stealth capabilities, like no other ship.
Human and Asari technology.
Oh.
Yeah, and
Turian and
it was Turian and human based. So there is no ship like it, other than the remake made by,
I think it was easier to buy the fish tank than it was to seduce Kelly into feeding my fish for me. You know how hard that was?
Well, talk to her.
My favorite romance. Oh, God, I couldn't say that with a straight face.
I couldn't not. I had to put Kelly down slowly. He's like, no, Kelly, I'm sorry, I just want you to feed my fish. The look she gave me. Oh, God. I was surprised.
Wait,
my
is that
fish weren't
actually
dead.
an answer?
I don't know. Can you romance Kelly?
Yeah.
You can.
It doesn't really count as an official romance, but...
Good, because I might have accidentally slept with her to get her to feed my fish.
Oh, well, it's okay, because she's your secretary, and I think you have a desk.
Is that a reason she doesn't show up in the third one? Because Jack may have killed her.
Wait, really?
I don't know.
I see what you're saying.
I romanced Jack. Matt, why do you have to be so slow?
Well,
probably because I'm slow.
It's like 3 a.m.
There is actually a perk to romancing Kelly. Like,
why?
Flirt with her.
Other than feeding her fish, your fish?
She does show up in the third game.
She does?
Yeah. Basically, if you flirt with Kelly and you get to that point where you can bring her on a date to your room and she'll end up feeding your fish and stuff, she will show up in the third and explain that her time with you and the events that happened at the past the relay kind of made her leave Cerberus, and she's kind of on the run from them at that point. Where if you never start that romance with her, it's just kind of implied that she kind of stayed on board with Cerberus, and you never see or hear from her in the entire third game.
I see.
You know what they really needed in Mass Effect? Lightsabers. That would have just
They actually
made
kind of
the
do
best
in
game.
they kind of do in 3.
Yeah, they have those swords or whatever.
The Omni tool blade, the Omni blade.
Oh, but that's not the same. That's a melee weapon.
Lightsabers.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there.
What I
We're
meant
gonna
was,
get airlock button.
what I meant was when you get really close to him and you press down on the right stick, melee type weapon, you don't actually
So basically
swing
what
it or
you're
anything like that. You don't have any combos.
basically what you're saying is you'd rather be able to stick somebody rather than fist them.
Yes, absolutely. I think what I'm actually saying is I would rather play a really good Star Wars game.
I can think of a few,
Yeah.
but it's
Star
very
Wars
few.
Mass Effect podcast. What?
Yeah, I mean, if they could make a Star Wars universe and with a Mass Effect
Done.
just like engine,
Done.
they did it.
Star Wars Online, Star Wars: The Old Republic Online, made by BioWare.
Oh shoot! How have I not heard of this?
I'm not actually
Did you
sure.
live under a rock?
Apparently.
Okay, well, I have a question here before we
Oh, God.
stray too far off topic.
Go on.
Off topic.
We've talked about favorite romances and whatnot, but I would like to know is what would be everybody's least favorite squad mate?
Jacob. Jacob, hands down, least favorite squad mate. Aside from Ashley, who I killed off.
So why do you
Jacob
not
never
like
shared the
Jacob?
bottom. Oh, because he's... I just hate Jacob. I just hate him. That makes me sound like a racist, but if you think about it, I'm not, because I keep different aliens of different colors on my ship. That doesn't help my case at all.
Well, maybe
I
you might
just hate
sound a little less racist if you went a little in depth and.
I don't know.
like-
It just Jacob just seemed like one-dimensional to me.
Okay.
Like even when he was talking about his dad, you know how most people get emotional when they talk about their dad. He just kind of shrugged and like, didn't even give a shit. Just kind of like, oh, dad. And he finally meets his dad. He's all like, I don't even care. Still, not even angry at you.
And then you go back and it's all like, Shepard, Rex.
It's like I didn't do it. I swear. And then, there's the whole Kasumi bit where Kasumi's obsessed with him. And not to mention if you romance Jacob, there's that thing,
He'd probably be like, baby, that was real good, babe? Because he's that
Mokai knows what I'm
one-dimensional.
talking about.
All right, who's next?
I have to say, Laura Tasani, I would not want as an actual squad member in battle. She's just too squishy as a character.
But she's funny.
This is hard for me. I do not know who I'd not want. Maybe Rex, because he's kind of intimidating.
What a douche.
Well, I mean, Rex is... Rex, I hate the Krogren in
Krogren?
every sense, but... Is that what I said?
Yes.
I
Well,
don't know.
screw you.
When and where? Wink, wink. No.
Well, they're tanks, they're just great squad mates to have around because, they just won't freaking go down.
Not gonna lie, hid behind Rex the entire time.
Yeah, so,
And grunt, pretty much.
yeah, I don't really develop their storyline very much, but they're good to have when you're actually in battle.
Personally, I feel if you played the third game, you'd respect the Krogan a little bit more.
Maybe.
No,
Yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Just airlock. Just permanent. Stand in the airlock the entire time.
Yeah, exactly. I do not like the Krogan whatsoever.
That's the sound of the door closing on you.
And then
Fine,
be hitting
let
the
it
button.
close. I'll have my own party out here in the airlock.
Actually, I
You
hope
guys
that
aren't
sounds
excited.
alright. I just
I'll
realized
start my
that's-
own podcast.
So we're going to wrap things up then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining
And
us.
next week, we talk about
Aspect
blue
3.
people porn.
And that. Lots of that.
I was gonna say Miranda's ass, but okay.
Lots of that too. Well, there's definitely a lot of that, because have you seen it?
Have you seen Miranda? I mean, come on.
You kidding me? That's basically where all the fat went.
I'm gonna go ahead and bang Miranda's ass. Yes, I bang.
Alright, Mokai, anything last from you?
Not really.
Okay.
Wow.
Then
What
yeah.
a guy.
Images.
But I basically carried all of these.
Wow. What a guy.